Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. How are you doing? And I have to tell you, I'm starting this video, but I cannot have this. Cannot see that in the corner of my eye and deal with it. So there you go. Hopefully I'll be able to fix that when we're done with this video. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Saturday. I hope you are getting a ton of reading done. I started a new book this morning. It is excellent. I cannot wait to tell you guys about it. I was kind of reflecting on what an amazing year in books this has been. And then I started to reflect on the fact that it's been so many amazing years in a row, which is just crazy. And then I was like, you know what? There's so many books that I wish I could tell more people about, that I've mentioned, that I need to mention again. So hence this video. These are, that I'm going to talk about, 6 titles that I have mentioned on my channel before, but I wanted to go back over just in case you missed them, because I have a feeling for you guys, the ones that I talk to, the ones that I speak to, that a lot of these books are right up your alley, and maybe you missed them the first time around, and I want to make sure that you don't miss them again. So, as I always say, get out your pen, get out your paper, get out your Goodreads. Order them from your independent bookstores. Please support the authors, or have your library order them, or get them from your library if that is how you get your books. Just make sure you're reading them, supporting the authors, and letting them know how much you love their work. I don't want this to be a long video, so I'm going to get started because I could gush for hours. You know how I am when I talk about books. The first book I want to tell you about actually came out fairly recently, and that's Ask Again Yes by Beth Keane. This book is, I'm going to say, if you are a fan of, say, like Celeste Ng, and you haven't read Beth before, I feel like you will like her if you like that. This is the story of 2 families in New York City. Both of the fathers are rookie cops in the New York PD. They both have are married with children. Each of their wives sort of have a different thing that they are working through or dealing with. One wife is dealing with loneliness. One wife is a little bit more volatile. And this is really the story of their 2 children, their son and their daughter, who start a friendship that develops into a romance. And as they go through life, as they start as adults, to sort of reflect not only on their own relationship, but also on the life and their growing up together. And sort of that idea that childhood looks very different while you're in it than when you're an adult looking back upon it, and how that can sort of change your perspective on who you were, how you became who you are, and maybe make you understand yourself better as you reflect back on that. This is out now from Scribner. It's Ask Again Yes by Beth Keane. I actually got to meet her at Book Expo America. She was absolutely lovely and amazing and sweet and kind, and it was just very nice to meet her. This is actually a signed copy. There you go. So this is, again, Ask Again Yes by Beth Keane, and you can get your hands on it now. If you're looking for something that's going to have a little bit more sense of humor, let me recommend for you How Not to Die Alone by Richard Roeper. I have read the first paragraph of this book on my channel before because it cracks me up. But this is really the story of, I want to say Andrew. Andrew works at a company where he basically told a white lie many, many years ago about his perfect family life, his perfect home life. And it turns out he lives alone in an apartment and doesn't have that. And he's lonely. And then one day Peggy arrives, and it is this woman who really changes perspective, makes him want to reassess the decisions that he's made. But in doing so, he's going to have to tell her the truth. And what does that mean? What does it mean when you have to tell people that you've worked with for so long that the life that you tell them you live has never been your reality? So I think that this book is for you if you want sort of a tongue-in-cheek humor, but also the one that dives into sort of people and loneliness and trying to, when is it too late to live the life you've already wanted? It's never too late. I think that's the answer. That's How Not to Die Alone by Richard Roeper, and this is out from Putnam Books. Okay. The next book I want to tell you about, I've actually talked to you guys about on my channel before, and that's Trust Exercise by Choi. This is set in the 1980s in a performing arts school. It's about a relationship between 2 young people. They think their relationship may be a little bit more hidden than it really is until it becomes totally out in the public. They are teased by their peers and also by their teachers, their main sort of acting teacher. And then something happens, an event occurs, which sort of throws everything into chaos. This is a book of knowing what you know, but it may not be exactly accurate. It's a book of what you have been told can be the true story, but it also can just be a piece. What parts are true, what parts are not. It has sort of a mystery, like what actually happened? What is the reality of the story? I love anything set in a 1980s performing art school. Fame, anyone? Fame. So yeah, I love that idea, and I love this cover actually too. I just am obsessed with it. I would wallpaper my bedroom in this cover. There you go. That's my statement. So this is out now. That's Trust Exercise by Susan Choi, and this is out from Henry Holt. Okay. Now, I told you guys about this book. This actually came home with me in my Book Expo America box. I got a proof of it, and that's The Most Fun We Ever Had by Claire Lombardo. Now, when I was given the proof, the person who gave it to me over at Doubleday didn't actually say a whole lot to me. So I didn't know a whole lot about it, and I did not know a whole lot about it when I unboxed it. And then Doubleday kindly gifted me this finished hardback version. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I sat down and I took a moment and I read it, and I read the flap, I read the first page, which I would, if I thought that there was time here, I would start reading this book to you. The first page is brilliant. But this is the story of a family. This is the story of Marilyn and David. They get married in the 1970s. They have a very lovely life. And they have 4 grown adult children. Now it's 2016. All 4 daughters are at different points in their lives, different careers, different relationship statuses, but they've all sort of always been striving towards the perfect relationship that is their parents. But what happens is they all come together and have to deal with some of the family drama when a child that one of the daughters gave up for adoption 15 years before comes back into the family fold, and how that changes what everybody knows about each other. So if you are one of those people that loves a book that really just deep dives into a family, really gives you a full, complete view of all of the children, of the parents, of the decisions that are made that make the family who they are and make the children and the parents, sort of the perception of the parents, what they are, I think that this is going to be up there for you. I don't know why I'm obsessed with it right now, so this may be very soon read on my TBR, but that is The Most Fun We Ever Had by Claire Lombardo. This is out now from Doubleday. Let me make sure it's out now. I probably should have made sure. I think it is. I think it came out this month. So, okay. Next book on the list is one that I talked about a few months ago, and that's The Girl He Used to Know by Tracey Jarvis Graves. This is out by St. Martin's Press. This is a story of 2 people. So when they are young and I want to say they're in college. They are in college together. The young lady is an English major with a love of books, sort of her own being. She owns who she is. The young man is a chess fanatic, and he falls in love with chess and falls in love with her. Something happens that sort of drives them apart in college, and then 10 years later, I want to say, a decade later, they meet again in Chicago. She is a librarian, which is the dream that she always wanted, and he works on Wall Street, I believe. And when they come together, it sort of rekindles everything that they were. And who are they? What do they know about each other? What do they remember? What is real? And what is sort of one of those glorified remembrances of a relationship from the past? And who do they turn out to be in their life? So that's The Girl He Used to Know by Tracey Jarvis Graves, out now from St. Martin's Press. Actually, this could also be a wallpaper in my house. I just think it's beautiful. There you go. Last but not least is the book that has really come back on my radar because all of my friends on BookTube have been reading it lately and raving about it. And I got it from Book of the Month Club, and I don't know why. I just never wound up picking it up. But all of them have been saying how amazing The Far Field by Madhuri Vijay. I'm going to put that up there to help you guys. This is out from Grove, and this is a debut novel. This book is the story of a young woman who is dealing with the death of her mother. She is from Bangalore, but she sets out to a Himalayan village in the north of Kashmir in order to she believes that the death of her mother is in relationship to the disappearance of a man that disappeared years ago when she was a child. And so she's trying to connect that all back together. Everyone I know that has read this has raved about it. Now, I normally do not read from you guys. You know I don't read a lot from you guys, but I'm going to read the start of this because I think once I say it, you're going to go and order this book from your independent bookstore. I just know you are. Chapter 1. I am 30 years old, and that is nothing. I know what this sounds like, and I hesitate to begin with something so obvious, but let me say it anyway, at the risk of sounding naive. And let it stand alongside this. 6 years ago, a man I knew vanished from his home in the mountains. He vanished in part because of me, because of certain things I said, but also things I did not have, until now, the courage to say. So you see, there is nothing to be gained by pretending to a wisdom I do not possess. What I am, what I was, and what I have done, all of these will become clear soon enough. Why haven't I read this book? My friends are raving. I'm telling you, that sounds amazing. That's The Far Field by Madhuri Vijay, and this is out now from Grove. You can get your hands on it. It is actually a pretty beautiful cover too. So that is 6 books that have come out recently. Let me see if I can get the pile up there and hold it for you guys. 6 books that have come out recently that I wanted to make sure if I didn't tell you enough about them, or they maybe just slipped off the radar, that they get back on your radar and you're reading them as soon as possible. They all are amazing. And yeah, there you go. As always, if you're a return subscriber to my channel, thank you so much. You know I can't do this without you. If you are new to my channel and this is the first video you watched, welcome. I hope you like what you've seen. You come back for more, you subscribe, and you become part of the family. And as always, until next time, I wish you happy reading, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!